Okay. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Let's get started. So make sure you've muted, please. Take your feet to the width of the mat. You're right in the middle of the mat. Take a nice big deep breath. And we're going to take it all the way down. Let your head go. You're just looking through your knees to the back of the room. Try to keep the legs nice and straight. Now you're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. You're going to exhale back down. Inhale, extend, shift your hips backwards. Exhale, pull down. One more time. Inhale, walk your fingers forward and shift your hips backwards. Make sure your head is just nice and relaxed. Now fold back down, walk your hands to the front of the mat. Meet me in your high plank. From here, you're taking it to a down dog and back to your high plank. We're just gonna do this a few more times. Forward, slowly back, nice and long legs, pushing those heels towards the floor. Now meet me in your down dog, lift your left leg up. Open the hip, lift the foot a little higher, and then bend the knee and try to lift your knee up. And let's do that on the other side. Start out by lifting the leg, open the hip, leg goes up a little higher, bend the leg, try to lift from the knee. And put it down. Walk your feet in so you're in bear. Shift your hips backwards so they're just over the heels. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the lower calves. Your knees are off the floor. Now come back to bear. Take it to a small dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, extend the spine. Shift your weight back. Come all the way back up. Reach for the ceiling. Take it all the way down. Walk your hands out to plank. Now, back to your down dog. This time, up and down onto the toes and down with the heels. Just keep going. Nice. From being nice and high up with the heels, pull forward to plank. Step your left foot up between the hands. You're in what we call a runner's lunge. Fingertips only on the floor. From here, all the way back up with your body, reaching the arms straight up to the ceiling. So this is a nice hip flexor stretch for the right hip. Get up on the back foot, nice and high. Take your gaze, look up, get your arms nice and long. And from here, all the way back down nice and slowly. Step back, you're in high plank. And we go back to that down dog. This time we're going to pedal the feet. So one heel down with the leg straight, one knee bent. And then switch. And just keep oscillating from side to side. Hang out longer if it feels good or you feel really tight through that calf. Nice. Come back to plank. Step the right foot up between the hands. From here, all the way up with the arms and torso. Nice and high on your back foot. Take your gaze, look up, reach the arms up so you're trying to touch the ceiling. Get them nice and long. Nice. Now come all the way back down, nice and slow. Step back to that plank. Meet me in your down dog again. Hold here. 5 big breaths. Come forward with your left foot, meet me in that runner's lunge. Sweep the arms all the way up. Shoulders are over your hips. Now this time we're going to turn to face the right side of the room. So your back foot is on a 45-degree angle. Give me a nice bend in your front knee. Now we're going to take this forward palm, reach it for the ceiling, all the way up. Your other hand can rest on your back leg. So really try to reach that arm nice and long. Give me a little more bend in that front knee. And now we're going to take the front arm down to our thigh and bring your right arm over the ear. Nice and long. Adding on, you can take this hand off your leg, reach it towards the right side of your room, your left arm. Keep the bend in your front leg. Now take that arm back to your thigh. You're going to bring both hands down onto the floor to frame your foot. Then you're going to step back to plank. Let's all meet in a down dog. Pushing both heels towards the floor with your legs straight. Bring that right foot up between the hands, runner's lunge. Sweep the arms all the way up, lifting the torso so your shoulders are over your hips. Nice long arms. And now we're going to turn to face the left side of the room. Give me a nice bend in your front knee here. Now take this right palm, face it up, and sweep it up. Your other hand is just resting on your back leg. Now let's bring this arm down onto that thigh, and let's take our left arm over the ear. You can take this right arm off the leg, reach it towards the left side of your room. Keep the bend in the front leg. Now put it back on your thigh. You're going to take both hands down to the floor, step back, meet me in your plank. We're going to do a little half hover and come to our up dog. You can have your knees down on the floor. We're just still warming up. Try to proud out the chest, broaden through your shoulders. Let's lower the chest all the way down to the floor. And now we're going to lift it back up again. Draw the belly in when you're in this position. Lower the chest. And pick it back up one more time. Now we're going to take the hips over the heels. Your toes back there are tucked under. And then come back forward with the hips. Take your gaze, look forward. Take the hips back. Lowering your chest towards the floor. Come back forward. Tuck your toes under, take it to a down dog. You're here 5 deep breaths. Come back to plank, step your left foot up between your hands, you're back to your runner's lunge. Sweep the arms all the way up, reach for the ceiling. Just relax, take a few breaths. Get nice and high on that back, on the back toes. Okay, we're gonna turn to face the right side of the room. And this time we're gonna step our back foot in a little bit, like maybe 6 inches, and straighten both your legs. From here, this arm is gonna come down to the leg. Shift your hips backwards and reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Nice and long. Now to add on to this, we can slide our hand down the leg without allowing the torso to move forward, like to the right. You want to keep the torso in line with your front leg. Also known as a triangle pose. Keep shifting your hips back. You should feel a nice stretch in the inner thigh of that front leg. If this hurts your neck, turn your face, look down at the floor, and then come back to it. Now let's take the right hand to our shin. So your chest is reaching over that front leg. We're going to do a little spinal twist. So you're going to bring your left hand up to your left hip. And you're going to turn your chest to face the left side of the room. As much as it'll go. And now take that left hand back down to the shin. Take your right hand back to your right hip. Open your chest now to the right side of the room. We're going to transition from here to a half moon. So you're going to bend your front leg. You're going to put your hand down on the floor or your fingertips. And you're going to lift your right leg off the floor. As high up as you can. So you're just balancing on that one leg. To add on from here, you can take the right hand towards or straight up to the ceiling. Keep trying to lift your back leg a little higher. Now take the hand down to the floor, but keep the leg up. We're going to square out the hips. Keep that back leg nice and long. And if you're ready to add on, you're going to take both hands to your ankle and just balance on that one leg. Take the hands back, lower that back foot. You're in your runner's lunge position. Step back to a high plank. Let's do a little half hover and go to up dog. You can keep the knees on the floor or lift them up. If you're lifting them up, you're better off being on the tops of your feet. From here, lift up with the hips, back to a down dog. 5 nice big long breaths. Come forward with your right foot, runner's lunge. Sweep the arms all the way up to the ceiling. And now turn to face the left side of the room. Really long arms here. Give me a nice bend in your front leg. Now you're going to take that right arm down to your thigh. Left arm goes right over your ear. And just take advantage of this moment to get a nice side body stretch on the left side. Okay, left arm comes back. You're going to straighten your front leg. And you're going to step your back foot in a little closer so both of your legs are nice and long. Left hand to your hip. Shift your hips towards the back of the room and slide your hand down to your knee. Take this left arm up towards the ceiling. And when you're ready, you can take it down a little lower, but try not to let the torso round towards the left. Keep it in line with your front leg. Should be feeling a nice stretch in that inner thigh of the front leg. Okay, let's take this left hand down to the shin. Let's take the right hand to our hip. And let's try to rotate towards the right. Getting a nice stretch on the outside of that right hip. Try to twist that spine, opening the chest a little more. Now let's come back over that front leg. Fingertips to the floor. You're just going to lift your back leg up. You're going to lift the hip open to face the left side of your room. Half moon. Take the arm up if you like. Balancing here on one leg. Try not to depend too much on that right hand. Keep lifting your back leg as high as you can. And now take both hands, fingertips only, down to the floor. Square out the hips. Keep your back leg up and nice and long. If you're ready to add on, both hands to the ankle, balance on the one leg. Hands down, step back, meet me in your plank. Take it to a down dog. Walk your feet all the way forward, excuse me, to your hands. Inhale, extend, flat back. Let the torso fold over the legs. Relax your head. Inhale, extend the spine. Reverse swan dive all the way back up to standing. Reach for the ceiling. And now swan dive it all the way down, nice and slowly. Palms down, step or jump back to a high plank. Give me a nice little hover. And let's meet in up dog. This time we're going to get on the tops of our feet and lift our knees. You're going to hold here 3 breaths. Toes tuck under, meet me in a high plank. Draw the belly button up and into the spine. Take it back to a down dog. Let's pedal our feet again. Hopefully these calves are a lot looser than when we first started. Let's come back to plank. Walk your feet towards your hands. Try to keep the legs straight. Inhale, extend, flat back. Exhale, fold down. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and slowly. Great job. Okay, we're going to do a little balance challenge here. I know we've done a lot of balance work today, but in my view, it's never enough. So let's take our left foot just to the ankle. Now I want you to try to lift up and out of this hip. So you're focusing on growing taller. Now we can take the arms out to the side. And let's see what happens if we close our eyes. Keep your arms nice and long and just try to balance here with your eyes closed. Okay, now open them. Reach the arms straight up to the ceiling. You're still balancing on that one leg. Bring your hands to heart. take that foot off of the other one and give me a nice little hip hinge with your leg nice and long as you fold forward. You don't have to go all the way in one movement. We can do this in stages. Maybe try to go a little deeper. Try to lift your back leg up, maybe till it's parallel to the floor. And if we want to add on, we extend the arms forward. Full reciprocal reach. So the arms are reaching forward and the leg is reaching backwards. Now bring your hands back to heart. Come back up to standing. Whew. That'll get you sweaty. Okay, other side. How lucky are we? Hands to heart. Step that right foot. Just so you're not putting any weight into it. Now let's start to lift up the whole body. Now take the arms out to the side. Try to take that right foot completely off the floor. And let's just see if we can close our eyes, find inner peace, and just focus on your breath. Now let's bring the hands back to heart. We're going to take the foot off the other one. Start to give me a little hip hinge. Go nice and slow. There's no rush. If your leg is nice and long in the back, it'll be easier for you to hold the balance. See if you can get the back leg maybe parallel to the floor, and then we're going to extend the arms out. Let's bring the hands back to your heart, and let's come back up to standing. Okay, that's enough for now, right? Big deep breath. We're going to do a nice little yoga flow here. So let's exhale big, come down. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale down, palms down, step or jump back. Give me a hover. Go to your up dog, come off the knees, you're on the tops of your feet. Hold and breathe 3 breaths while you draw in the belly. Tuck the toes under, meet me in your high plank. Take it to a down dog. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet with your legs straight if you can. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Round up slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. Open the chest, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive it down. Shift your hips back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. This time we take baby steps with our hands forward. Try to keep your legs straight. Meet me in your high plank. Give me a hover. Let's meet in up dog. Excuse me. Now we tuck the toes under, hips up, you're in down dog. We're going to lift the left leg just so it's parallel to the floor. Get it long, keep the foot flexed. Put it down, switch legs. Make sure you can see your arms through your peripheral vision. Put it down, switch legs. This time, keeping that leg up, we're going to take baby steps with our hands and walk backwards till you're standing on that one leg. Hips over your ankle. Just hold. Now let's take baby steps with our hands back. Keep the leg up. Put it down, go to down dog, little reprieve. Right leg up, parallel to the floor. Foot flexed. Walk it back. Hips are over your ankle. Fingertips on the floor if you can muster that. Keep that back leg up. We're going to walk it back. We're going to meet with our leg up in a plank. And now put the foot down, take it to a down dog, little reprieve. Walk your feet to the middle of your mat. Shift your hips backwards and extend the spine. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Reach for the ceiling, bring your hands to heart, step your right foot back. Both heels on the floor, we're doing pyramid stretch. We're gonna hinge over the front leg. So you got both legs straight, both feet pointing forward. You're gonna keep your spine long. You're gonna come down as low as you can without flexing the spine. Hold on that spot with your hands at your chest. Now release the hands to the shin or the mat and fold over the leg, flexing the spine. Walk your fingertips forward so you feel a stretch through your lats. Take some deep breaths. Walk the hands back by the foot. Inhale, extend the spine. Hands to your shin, come back up with your torso. You're going to take the same leg that you had in the front and you're going to bring it forward. So take a step forward. Bring your hands to heart. Let's get up on the back foot. Give me a big forward lean. Big enough that you feel that glute saying, oh my goodness, what's she going to do now? Rotate to face the left side of the room. Keep your torso low. Bring your hands back over your chest. Come back up with the shoulders, over the hips. Reach for the ceiling. Nice. Hands back to heart. You're going to bend this front leg and you're going to push backwards to a standing position. Now we're going to do the same thing on the right leg. Step it forward, both heels down. Give me a nice little slow hip hinge. So let's just sort of hang out once we've got the spine nice and long and we feel we can't get any lower with the long spine. You're going to hold that spot. Hands are still at your heart. Now take the fingertips to the floor, round over the leg, let your head go. Both legs are still straight. Now let's walk the fingertips forward. Let's stretch out our lats while we do pyramid. Big deep breathing here into those ribs. Walk the hands back by the foot. Take them up to your shin. Come all the way up with the torso. Take your hands, reach for the ceiling. Elevate off your back foot. Step back a little further. Take your gaze, look up. Bring your hands to heart. Big forward lean. Stay really high on the toes on that back foot because I want most of your weight in your right leg. 20% or less weight going into your left foot. Rotate torso to the right. Keep it low. Really getting into the outside of that hip. And let's come back, square out over that leg. Lift your torso up slowly. Both legs are straight now. Bend the front one and push backwards. Big deep breath. You're at the back of the mat. Exhale, swan dive it all the way down. Cross the arms and just breathe. Try to keep the legs really, really straight. Now we're going to roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, for our final balance challenge of the day. Okay, so you can use a towel if you need to. I'm going to take my left hand to my waist, these two fingers, and I'm going to find my big toe on the right foot. So I'm going to wrap my fingers around it. Again, you can use a towel. I'm going to straighten my front leg. You go as far as you can with it. Now I'm going to open it. Follow me. Come back. Whoops. Let it go. Hold it up. And then release it. Shake it out. That's a big quadricep activation. So you want to give it a nice little smack to get it loose again. Okay, here we go. Other leg. This is your good leg, I know. So 2 fingers of your towel are going to go around the toe or the foot. You're going to get your posture and you're going to try to straighten the leg. It doesn't matter how far it goes, right? We take baby steps to get here. Open up if you can. Close it. Let it go. And release it. Nice job. Okay, we're going to turn to face the right side of your room and you're going to take your feet far apart. But let's get the heels right at the back of the mat. Sorry, right on the sides. So look down at your foot, line up your feet to the edge of the mat. That sounds a lot better. Take them a little wider than you thought you normally do. Now we're going to hip hinge by sticking our booty back and coming down with the torso just parallel to the floor. Your feet should be pointing directly forward. Your hands can be on your butt. You can be squeezing the elbows together, crowding out the chest, drawing in the belly. So much to do here. Now keep your hands on your butt. Let the torso come down till the top of the head is just hovering above the floor. And then lift the torso back up parallel to the floor. This is a lot of core work. I want you to draw that belly in. Lower down. Keep the belly in, lift back up. Keep the elbows squeezing together. Do it one more time. Find your breathing. Inhale as you go down, exhale as you come up. Now shift your weight back. Release the fingertips to the edge of the mat. Now walk them off the mat. Reach them really far. Now let the hands come back to the center of the mat and let the top of the head relax over the mat. Inhale, extend the spine. Take your left arm out to the side. We're going to do windmill. So you're going to lift the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Really getting into the inner thigh of the right leg. Shift your hips backwards a little more. And then release the hand to the floor. Switch hands. Right arm out. Right shoulder up. Keep lifting it till you feel the inner thigh get nice length. Hold that, lift it higher. And then release it. Let the top of the head hover above the floor. Inhale, extend the spine. Take your left hand to your waist and then the right hand. Torso parallel to the floor. Left arm pushes forward as your hips go back. Right arm pushes out as the hips continue to go back. Hold here, draw the belly in. And then exhale back down. Walk your feet together. Turn and face forward. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, pull back down. Fold the arms, totally unweighting your upper body with your legs nice and straight. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Okay, let's open our legs just inside the edges of the mat. You're going to take your hands, you're going to clasp your fingers behind you like this, if you can see from the back. So you're really crowding out the chest, your feet are wide. We're going to keep the arms lifting up as much as we can. So your palms back there are facing up. Now give me a hip hinge. Nice and slow. Come down. Let the head go. And let the arms move as far forward as you can. Now keep the arms up, just slowly. With your belly drawing in, roll yourself back up. Nice job. We're going to just do this one more time. Keep the arms lifting back there. Give me that nice hip hinge. Let your head go so your neck is nice and long. Lift the arms forward as much as you can. Try not to round the shoulders forward. Keep nice and long arms as you slowly come back up. And then release it. You shake it out. Okay, bring your feet in a little closer, but not directly under the hips. Take the right arm, sweep it up, and take it over, and let the hips shift to the right. Just breathe here. Make sure your neck is comfortable. Keep the arm really reaching. I've got my left hand just resting over my thigh. Really trying to stretch out the side. Okay, let's come back up slowly. And we're going to do the other side. So sweep this arm nice and long. No bend in the arm if you can help it. Take it over as you shift the hip out. So you're reaching the arm. It's not bent or hanging. Right? It's nice and long. Getting really into this whole side body. Okay, we're going to come back up. You're going to make a fist, thumbs up. You're going to squeeze the elbows back. Squeeze the elbows together. Let's come down nice and slow. Draw in the belly. Once you get parallel to the floor with your torso, go up an inch and down an inch. Just kind of oscillating, loosening up the glutes. Should feel this in the back of the body. A lot of muscle activation here. Keep the elbows up. Now slowly make your way back up. Release the arms. Take a nice big deep breath. Swan dive it down nice and slow. Inhale, extend the spine. Shift your hips back. Walk your fingertips forward. Get a little tug of war going on here. While you hold this, I want you to take big, deep breaths. Fold over the legs. Walk out to plank. Once you're in your high plank, bring your shoulders over your wrists and lift your left foot up off the floor. Take your left knee to your left elbow. Take the foot back, but don't put it down. Bring the knee forward. Take the leg back. One more time, forward and back. Put that foot down, go to a down dog. Little reprieve. Come back forward to plank. Right knee to right elbow. Sweep the leg back. Do it again. And back. And one more time. And back. Put the foot down, meet me in your down dog. From here, we're going to lower the elbows to the mat and lift them back up. Lower the elbows and lift. And do it one more time. Lower and lift. Come back to plank. Take it down onto your forearms. Hold and breathe. Go onto your right forearm facing the left side of the room. Stack your feet, reach your arm up to the ceiling. Come back to both forearms. Switch sides. Come back to both forearms. Hold here 5 deep breaths. Come back to a high plank. Meet me in your down dog. Come forward to plank. We're going to do pigeon pose, starting with your right foot, coming up behind your left hand, slowly lowering those hips down. Now, if this isn't comfortable, do figure 4 stretch on your back. We always have options here. This is a fairly advanced stretch. So let's make sure you're easing into it. So we want to try to get our left hip flexor pointing down towards the floor. So you're not sitting on your right glute. When you're ready, if you're ready, it's an option. Take the arms, extend them out, put your forehead down on the mat. Come back onto your forearms. Tuck your toes under on your back foot. Come up onto your palms. Step back to plank. Let's switch legs. Left foot behind the right hand. Slowly lower. Try to come off the left hip by putting the right hip flexor down towards the floor. Really try to focus on your breathing to help you relax the body so you're not fighting the stretch. So let's just breathe. Stand out if you're ready. Okay, let's come back up onto the palms. Now you're just going to take your right leg and sweep it forward. We're going to meet in staff pose. So let's get our heels to the corners of the front of the mat with our feet flexed. We're going to round the back and walk your hands out forward as far as you can get them. And then try to just lower the elbows to the floor. Let your head go. So your neck is nice and relaxed. Just take some nice big deep breaths. Maybe you can walk the hands a little further forward. Now, walk them back. Bring your left foot in, bring the right foot in. Take your hands behind your hips and try to get yourself up onto your toes. Nice and high on the toes here. Lift those heels so you're really on the pads of the feet. And now let's come to a straight leg and a full fold. Let's roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take a big deep breath. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! Namaste. We are done. There's the gang. Bye, Val. Have a lovely day.